Hello and welcome everyone, this is BlackGod at the RTS League channel. I welcome you to today's stream. We are going to be having some midweek Age of Mythology right about now going on. And we are certainly going to be looking forward how this delayed match from Division number 1 is going to be going between the players. So, everything should be prepared, so you can be right about now turning off the music. And get going with the first game. It's gonna be the home map of, I'm thinking it should be home map for TM. But maybe it's gonna be also for WKT, but who knows? Doesn't really matter too much because it's quite a good home map. Savannah should be quite fine and fair for all the players in the game, and we are gonna be also looking at quite different civilizations. For the Walker team, it's gonna be Yuli with Zeus, then Odin aka Shadowfaxx as Odin, and XpLoSiK as Kronos. Then it's going to be MyIsisBestGod Isis, obviously. I go Wonder with Oranos and MasterClick as Zeus in there. So fairly okay division of the civilizations. Yeah, of course, looking at the extra Egyptian for the team Mystic B, so maybe that's gonna be some kind of advantage, even though on Savannah doesn't have to be all that entirely. Gonna be really depending on how they're gonna be approaching it and where he's gonna be spawning, which is in the pocket, which is rather excellent, obviously. That's gonna be allowing him to be really pretty much, I'm thinking, booming a bit more to TC faster heroic, at least maybe 3 TC, depending on how the flanks are gonna be playing. Nonetheless, the gold seems to be rather alright. You can see between the towers and close by to the towers, so I'm expecting this is gonna be really quite a solid map for him, especially looking at the combination, for example, of the back TC and the huge gold mine for him. That's gonna be rather helpful. All the way to the left, it's gonna be right now I Go Wonder playing on the left flank for TM, yet again having quite a nice position of both the TC, and on top of that, even the gold mine in there. So definitely looking all that bad. As 3-eyed Odin, playing the Odin, obviously. He's going to be right about now looking into, well, the opportunity right now to get the gold mine there as soon as possible. But he's of course going to be having another gold mine to the top side. Fairly similar situation as what Wonder is having all the way to the bottom. So yeah, those TCs, even though they are towards a bit more the side of the map, they're going to be of course helpful, for example, for trade route a bit later into the game. So yeah, for that, and also getting the extra gold mine. But I'm already liking this position for Yuli. You can see a lot of giraffes in here, so plenty of food all across. With 10% villager food get rate. It's just completely confusing me all the time, those pictures in there. Still haven't gotten used to them. As when I see a farm, then I imagine wood cost, because my main god is Zeus. So I just imagine that, and therefore I'm having a tendency to say wood, because I have the association in there. Whereas the food is, yeah, well, something that is basically just a secondary one. But nonetheless, there's gonna be a plenty of food in here as well for Mr. MasterClick. And also a gold mine in there, nicely positioned behind his base. Pretty much the same as the one that, well, they kinda can be considering this one actually being MyIsisBestGod. With the one all the way to the bottom, this is gonna be pretty much I Go Wonders. But overall, looking at the big TCs and everything like that, I'm thinking that this might be really what the ISIS is gonna be coming for. Nonetheless, there's also a relic for better anti-cavalry, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much anti-cavalry hack damage. That's quite a nice one, right next to the zebras in the middle of the map. That's gonna be Ring of the Nibelung for a bit of free gold. This one all the way on the left side we have seen. That was the one that seriously confused me yet again. As well, all the way here to the bottom, you're gonna be looking, for example, into the flank. Playing Kronos, XpLoSiK. So let's kind of see how he's gonna be dealing with I Go Wonder. It should be, if I'm understanding it correctly, quite a nice matchup between those two. And should be fairly equalish as far as skill goes, as all the way here. He's gonna be right now MyIsisBestGod, already forced to be retreating from the position by Yuli, as he doesn't want him really scouting all that much with all the obelisks. He's gonna be building crash vulnerability decrease, so basically better defense against siege weapons. So you have about 3.5 minutes, so players are gonna be starting to basically right about now move ahead into the next ages as soon as possible. As for example here, this is right about now going to be double villages on the temple, and therefore MasterClick is gonna be going, no, almost look like that he could be really going for Centaur Raiden, but right about now he's gonna be sending the villages away. So maybe it doesn't have to be really that much of a reality, even though it's making sense on an open map like this, especially against Odin and not Loki. Well, gonna be seen a bit later, I assume. As apparently Yuli is gonna be stealing at least one of the goats, if he's gonna be able to finish with his haste in there. But nonetheless, all the way into the middle, right now MyIsisBestGod just about now finishing with the temple, and therefore he's gonna be quite nicely protecting the gold mine, but we have already said at the beginning that he really shouldn't be having all that much of an issue with that. Nonetheless, You can see that right about now Igo Wonder is quite far away from his base for all the giraffes. And he kinda needs to be, because this is quite a bountiful source of food for him altogether. Yes, of course, all the gods all around, all the Oranos. I mean, like, of course, Atlanteans are the ones who are, for example, quite strong on something like Oasis. They don't exactly need all that much of a hunt, but if they have that, they're gonna be even stronger. And we are, for example, looking at the Atlantean on the other side, and it's gonna be XpLoSiK also using the opportunity of all the giraffes. But for him, they're gonna be behind the base, and therefore, they are gonna be quite a lot more safer and impervious than any kind of raid-in. In the meantime, of course, Prometheus. So Prometheans are gonna be running around fairly quickly, with Yuli already through Hermes, and MasterClick actually taking quite a long time to advance, so far gathering favor with only one villager. Let's look at Yuli. He's gonna be going for Centaur Raiding. That's 2 villages right about now, praying in there, already going for Sylvan Lore. And of course, getting the first Centaur there, right after the other that he got for free. And was a bit of Oracle from Wonder that didn't exactly survive the encounter with the Clay Beast. Now, it's all the way to the back. That's gonna be just a bit of scouting right now by Shadowfaxx, and he's trying to look around to basically discover what's going to be happening and where he should be raiding. And he hopefully is gonna be noticing exactly this good spot where MasterClick definitely does have a bit of a problem. Gonna be getting the relic. That's the one for the gold trickle. Could be potentially a bit later in the game if the game is gonna be long enough. Some free upgrade as Bust is coming forward for MyIsisBestGod about 540. But much more concerned about the Hermes in here from MasterClick, because he advanced really quite late. You can see he's not going for any Centaur, so really not looking at anything like that. So he's gonna be getting in favor potentially for Forge of Olympus, it seems to me. He's gonna be getting the second TC in there, and it's gonna be also leading into something rather nasty all the way to the left side. Though, surprisingly enough, right now MyIsisBestGod is gonna be himself coming for front TC. That's really risky. But it also could be telling us that he might be heading for 3 TC raid-in, or not raid-in, boom-in. 3 TC boom-in, as he still does have the safety measure all the way to the back. But considering that there is not much really aggression going on, only those 2 heroes with the Centaur and the Catastropos, which is of course right now gonna be repelled quite easily by a few horses and a few hersers in there, it's not looking all that promising for MasterClick, unless he's gonna be switching into the army right quickly. And he will be, just a bit later. Right now putting the second villager in, but it's gonna be already kinda slightly interesting, as he went for a different build order obviously than Blue, as Blue went for the first, no, you can see the Odysseus right now loafing in there. He went for the much more standard build order, getting at least a few Centaurs up with the Sylvan Lore for the initial Radiant, and only after going for the TC. But we need to be switching all the way to the bottom, where quite an important battle is gonna be going on, especially between XpLoSiK and Igo Wonder. And so far it seems to me that those extra Centaurs here are gonna be making quite a bit of a difference, as the Sphinx from MyIsisBestGod is already dead, and those heroes, that hero with Odysseus probably still somewhere on the way, yep, with more Centaurs, it's going to be right now looking rather good indeed at this point. So there it is. So it's going to be right now looking as a bit of a push from WKT, but I don't think it's going to be anything all that major, especially if maybe towers are somewhere on the way, which so far is not the case. But the gold is reasonably well protected, and if he's going to be getting another Valor sometime soon, it shouldn't be that much of an issue to deal with this. Funny thing though, is that right about now, XpLoSiK is going to be transporting right next to his opponent, so I'm thinking the towers need to be coming up as soon as possible at this point. So that really should be something that needs to be happening, as right now you can see that Igo Wonder is unfortunately losing one of the citizens, quite probably even a second one, so nothing looking all that great right now for him. 2 citizens lost in this battle, not great at all. As all the way to the top, you can see there's gonna be a second TC for 3-eyed Odin, as he's already working on quite a comprehensive wall-in. Seems like this one is blocked, yes. It definitely is. So, just a few Centaurs right now raiding around against all the horses, led by the Shield Maiden Valkyrie. Well, she's not exactly Shield Maiden, but maybe the upgrade is gonna be coming sometime later, and oh well, that was quite nicely maneuvered right about now by 3-eyed Odin, whereas MasterClick kind of fell for that. But well, in the meantime, yeah, just gonna be, for example, waiting all the way to the bottom. How's gonna be the attack continuing forward, because MyIsisBestGod so far, with the prosperity already in, could be heading into the heroic age. Exactly, Nephthys is on the way, and once he's gonna be there, and if Igo Wonder is gonna be in good enough shape, which so far he is, it's not like losing the base or anything too much, even though the gold is slightly tricky for him, then there should be enough time for the Egyptian to really help the teammate and get him out of the worst situation in here. Of course, you can see little Promethean right now coming back, gonna be destroyed completely by the random Hero Murmillo and the Turma as well, as they're trying to deal with the house on the left flank. And yeah, well, poor Jason, he's gonna be carrying that relic for the rest of his life, which might not be really all that long, considering that he really likes to be dying fairly often in battles. Nonetheless, all the way to the top, you're gonna be looking at an engagement right about now here. I'm just a bit looking on the minimap as well. As towers are finally in, that should be basically a significant repellent right about now for XpLoSiK. Should be right now coming back, and you can see all of the priests coming from MyIsisBestGod. And even though he is right now going for the 30C, he's not all that well, like, prepared on the left side. He's right now gonna be dropping the Migdol and Siegeworks in the middle, and it almost seems to me that he doesn't exactly want to be helping that significantly anymore. Wants to be pushing into the middle, or maybe even into 3-eyed Odin. Kinda interesting. Now Yule is right now intent on the 30C already. So switching through gold right about now for green, so that's because the warning is gonna be protecting him rather well. You can see that MasterClick is gonna be looking for him exactly, because of his speed, he's gonna be at least able to get through, but at the same time it should still be given enough time to 3-eyed Odin to be escaping, but maybe not exactly to those poor dwarfies here. Oh yeah, they dead. That's a bit of overkill, you need only 3, but nonetheless, they're gonna be dying also without any kind of question or issue. As those Arceus in here, yeah, well, just a bit of a nuisance, but with MasterClick is gonna be paying enough attention, which he exactly was. He shouldn't be losing anything all that much in there. Otherwise this is just gonna be market already starting for MyIsisBestGod, and another reason why he should be helping on the left side a bit more, because he's gonna be needing this TC from I Go Wonder for a proper trade. So that's going to be really something that he needs to be doing. As of course at this point XpLoSiK is doing quite a good job in pushing him back even through the towers. You can see still the military building. That this is actually kind of cleverly played. You can see right about now, I was just going to say that it was still shooting onto the building. And exactly as I was saying that, he was noticing that he could be shooting at the units in there. So he was paying enough attention in there, at least at the moment where we saw it. So otherwise this one, poor Murmillo, gonna be dying, the farmer is gonna be reasonably safe, as this army is really under too much fire at this point, and he's gonna be losing way too many units right now for him. All the way to the middle, just still apparently continuing hunting with a few farming guys in the middle, with laborers and having even shaft mines, so that's gonna go okay. And rather nice. So he's gonna be checking back to the bottom side, as finally Red is gonna be helping his teammate rather properly. And he is going to be right now becoming the force. It's gonna be quite probably forcing XpLoSiK with Yuli to retreat from the battlefield. But Yuli is gonna be sending a few more units. I will be expecting Hippicons already exactly. So he's well prepared for that, as Yellow is gonna be losing a Centaur and having to retreat a bit, as he's apparently even gonna be getting raided in there by some medium cavalry. But much more important, with Yuli switching into the Hippicons at pretty good timing at this point, especially pretty good timing compared to the opponents, it seems that even the chariots and the army from MyIsisBestGod doesn't have to be that strong. Looking how well pushed I Go Wonder was and what kind of situation he's in, because I'm expecting that the Heroic Age is gonna be coming a whole lot sooner from XpLoSiK than from Wonder. Number 5, there you can see XpLoSiK is basically just missing gold. There's gonna be, or there are gonna be ancestors right now trying to get rid of the centaurs all the way to the back, because they are quite a bit dangerous. Needs to be microing on this one. So he's almost dead, which is not exactly happening. So those ancestors are gonna be not really doing that much besides forcing the opponent to escape, which is kind of why he did it. But still, you usually want to be having at least some kind of military usability out of them. As at least Odysseus is gonna be dying with the relic for Recon the Nibelung, well, still staying here. But nobody really seems to be caring too much for that. So what is steal? Number 4. So unless he just clicked, then he's gonna be really far away from Heroic Age, and I think he maybe not have clicked. Yeah, he didn't click. Sacred Cats as a weapon for MyIsisBestGod, so he's gonna be getting better and better. Still a bit of Radiant right about now, but you can see that at 3-eyed Odin is well on top of him. Yeah, the relic for the 3 monkeys in there, but the speed of course 6.6 and the centaur 6.5. Even the horses are slightly faster than them, and therefore not really that much of a problem with catching up, even though they have to be a bit slowed down by the Valkyrie. He's gonna be selecting all of it, as Valkyrie is only 6.32. So at this stage, there's quite a clever move forward right now by 3-eyed Odin to steal the front TC for MasterClick, as he's not exactly in good control of the situation and of the battlefield right about now. So it seems rather that actually MasterClick is gonna be forced into quite a heavy defensive right now. And even though he is actually right about now getting into a heroic age, he's running out of gold, and he's gonna be having only this one gold mine behind his base, with this one already taken by MyIsisBestGod, and therefore the next one is right next to the front TCs. So if this one is gonna be gone, then nothing really all that great is waiting for them. As all the way into the middle, the battle is also moving a bit more towards MyIsisBestGod, and he will have to defend apparently quite a lot more really quickly. So there we are. He's gonna be right now Yuli with quite a solid army already, medium Hippicons with copper shields on top of that. It's quite a nice upgrade to be had, obviously, against all those chariots. And he's expecting from the Egyptian as all the way up to the left. Right now, Igo Wonder is certainly quite suffering, and he's having significant issues right now dealing with purple, as that's a lot of ups. So XpLoSiK exactly as he expected into Rhea, Yuli into Dionysus. It's interesting for Zeus in a team game in here. So maybe they are feeling that actually they are really close to having some kind of control of the game. So he's gonna be maybe pushing it with bronze, maybe even a few Hydras on top of that, but, well, nonetheless, Rhea is in with a traitor. So far there's nothing important to traitor all that much, maybe like that one Promethean, but I don't think that's really all that much worth it, so he's gonna be keeping it for a bit later. Nonetheless, all the way into the middle, you can see that Yuli is gonna be switching over from the left side, leaving it basically up to XpLoSiK to deal with Igo Wonder on his own, and he's gonna be fighting against MyIsisBestGod, so the proper Isis-Zeus battle, as we are used to it, and we like it. So let's see who's gonna be having a bit better game. Let's gonna check economical upgrades in the meantime. Index, irrigation, and query. For the blue player, we are looking at shaft mine, irrigation, and bowsaw. So that's fairly comparable, pretty much almost the same. And a bit of a gold yet again taken by MyIsisBestGod, which could be maybe a bit of a struggle for Igo Wonder, because the next one is all the way here. And he's not entirely controlling that part of the map. You can see it even a few behemoths are gonna be running around, trying to see if maybe they could be at least blocking the town center. But at the same stage, it seems to me that Wonder, since right about now he wasn't advanced into the next age, and therefore XpLoSiK invested a lot of resources into the heroic, there's gonna be a bit of a chance for him to come back. Here right now, destroy the TC. Unfortunately, the Manor is gonna be not entirely all that much helpful to that villager in there, and therefore some kind of respite could be happening. And if right about now the Egyptian, oh well, that's right, proper lame in here, with all the towers and a few elephants on top of that. If he's gonna be successful in the battle in here, which seems that so far he is doing quite a solid job against Yuli, then, well, maybe there's nothing going to be coming on. And maybe it doesn't have to be all that decided all the way to the bottom either. As Igo Wonder might be just having enough time for himself to be able to withstand the pressure from his opponent long enough so that his ally can be helping him. Nonetheless, it was a bit of a slight desperation bronze, to be honest, because he was right now looking at it, Yuli, and deciding that the game wasn't going all that well in the battle. Heavy chariots with copper shields right about now for MyIsisBestGod. And much more importantly, there's quite a nice raiding going on all the way to the bottom. And it's gonna be MyIsisBestGod losing the gold miners to right about now the heavy raiders, and the trade is gonna be disrupted as well. But he already does have quite a solid control of the map in the middle, so it doesn't have to be that much of an end of the world. But still, a bit of a problem. Underworld passage right now from MasterClick, and he is coming quite aggressively. Alright. Gonna be helping his team in MyIsisBestGod. And since he advanced through Dionysus and not through Apollon, well, this is gonna be of course a bit of a problem, as this TC might be getting destroyed. Just need to be getting rid of the Petrobala as soon as possible. But the fortified TC, good upgrade to be had with the masons on top of that, so it's gonna be at least taking quite a sweet time to get rid of it. But he's at least gonna be giving time to Isis to get prepared and really set up himself, especially since right about now MasterClick was able to wrestle the TC back into his control from three-eyed Odin, and he's gonna be even getting the gold mine with apparently even the fortress, as it doesn't seem that right about now those green soldiers are not gonna be really all that effective. So there's their Frost and Filbo Milter. And it's gonna be one hell right about now of global, not exactly warming, but freezing. So Underworld passage is gone. That's of course gonna be quite a bit of a problem right now, as three-eyed Odin might be having quite a free ride, of course, of the opponents, and raiding everywhere that he wants. That's exactly right about now going on here. And Igo Wonder with the few hoplites still running after him. But another thing is that right about now Igo Wonder is trying to push at least slightly forward against the enemy. You can see that town center is fairly close by, and kind of reasonably open. You can see Savannah at least medium Murmilos, but nothing else than that. So all the way into the middle, this is right about now going to be XpLoSiK moving forward. And considering that we don't exactly see all that much of an activity from him, I would be expecting that maybe he's advancing into Mythic. He's not. So that is slightly confusing where is actually his presence, because I don't see him anywhere all that much on the map. And I do wonder is right now pushing against him rather well. But those Petroboli and the TC still standing from Yuli with a few more towers to basically counter what MyIsis was trying to do. It's gonna be apparently working rather well for the time being, and of course helping in stabilizing the situation. Right beside already the heavy Hippicons, and you can see the bronze mail, bronze shields and copper weapons, so therefore you can rest assured that he's gonna be advancing through here. Because he's not waiting for the Forge of Olympus at all. Bronze weapons, Levic cavalry, even on top of that. Champion infantry, iron weapons and architects. And 3-eyed Odin is also kind of interesting as an Odin. He didn't advance through Balder. So therefore, he's not gonna be having the Ragnarok. And he's thinking that basically the game is gonna be going well enough if he's just gonna be coming through the tier into some kind of rams, a few mythical units and some kind of infantry on top of that. Well, kind of interesting. Let's see how he's gonna be going as all the way onto the left side. The TC is gonna be a bit more reinforced by the palace, even though it's gonna be costing the life of the villager. So we are gonna be right now watching the army, of course, not being exactly too strong, but quite frankly, not like XpLoSiK is having all that much of a better situation for himself, as the TC apparently is gonna be taken, and that one boy Behemoth might be killing the citizen, but that's maybe gonna be everything and all that he's gonna be able to really do. Yep, he's gonna be definitely dead. Sniffle Lambert is gonna be killing him right after. Yeah, poor villager. Right about now dying, as the champion cavalry already right now running around. For 3-eyed Odin is gonna be having already iron weapons, copper and bronze in there. So reasonably good upgrades, and he's gonna be of course coming back to the sweet spot. As he's looking at that with both of those ravens. And this is not looking all that great right now for MasterClick, even though he's already pushing against him as well, all the way to the top side. And you can see that he's really going quite far away, but the TC already destroyed. So MasterClick getting the upper hand here, and even though he doesn't have that many upgrades with medium hoplites and absolutely nothing otherwise, well, he's not facing all that much of an army. As the army is raiding and, well, is doing what he can. Yeah, it's gonna be of course quite a significant economical damage. But he also needs to be careful not to, for example, lose a TC. That would be quite a fourth one already for MasterClick, and he would be getting into quite a good situation. There's at least a bit of reinforcement by 3-eyed Odin with a few hill forts and some watchtowers, but problem is, he's gonna be losing all of it to all of those Metropoli, and it's not gonna be making that much of a difference then. All the way into the middle, it seems like there was a bit of a sneaky attempt by Yuli to try and push map control with another fortress. And it seems to me that we are gonna be right now looking into maybe renewed push by MyIsisBestGod. He so far is having right now heavy spearmen with only bronze shields though, so the upgrades are not exactly there. Hera for Yuli, exactly as he expected. Helios for XpLoSiK. Carrier Pigeons and City of the Dead. I'm thinking that actually the ISIS should be advancing into the Mythic quite quickly, but unfortunately you can see that's absolutely not going to happen. As Lightning Storm is already in, it's gonna be costing most of the army right about now of his opponent, and it's cast really well, about like here, through the middle of the forest, so it's gonna be getting even plenty of reinforcements, and this definitely does have quite a solid potential to result into maybe even the Migdals getting destroyed. But I can certainly see a few more extra Petroboli right behind the tree line being able to take it down. Nonetheless, there's already going to be a ceasefire that's going to be resulting into a TC stolen all the way to the top. Rather well played. And incidentally, it also helped the player in the middle right now, ISIS. Not entirely certain if they communicated about that properly, but I'm thinking it's going to be just a bit of a lucky side effect. So of course MyIsis was getting into quite a dangerous situation in there. So all the way to the left, it seems like XpLoSiK is going to be slightly stabilizing, but he still does have only heavy archers with only copper shields on top of that. So it's not like that. Actually, I go wonder with this army that is still medium is all that worse off. He really isn't all that much. Okay, so all the way to the top, still a few horses in there trying to basically disrupt the trade. So far going for quite sweet 146 wood or the food, and now the last resource, gold. Gold in there, as Helios is already in with the TC finished, and even though it's gonna be right now yet again assaulted, it's probably gonna be quite a good opportunity for MasterClick to be getting some army up, looking at the heavy hoplites for example, upgraded already. And, well, it's just gonna be waiting for him to finally get Mythical Age, as there is the one for Isis, with the Osiris. And once he's gonna be getting that, then yeah, well, kinda good luck, Mr. Odin. It's gonna be getting way more difficult than it already was. Nonetheless, there's gonna be quite a solid push against the front TC of I Go Wonder. We see Secrets of the Titans for both blue and green. Interesting for Odin. Interesting indeed. Helios for I Go Wonder. Osiris for MyIsisBestGod, we have seen that. Copper Mail and a few other things still going on at this point. But much more importantly, if the Titans are not going to be responded to in kind by the opponents, and it kind of seems likely at this point because they are not. No. Actually, there are gonna be war TCs from I Go Wonder. So maybe he could be doing something about that. But he really needs to be getting even a few more upgrades on top of it. Because so far, only the copper shields and medium units. That's not something that's gonna be killed, or rather called a killer of Titan Gates. Not exactly. Nonetheless, if he's gonna be able to get at least a few Heka Giants, he could still be doing something with at least one of them. So it's not like entirely impossible. This part of the map is not really looking all that great right now for I Go Wonder. He's probably gonna be losing even the TC in some kind of prolonged battle, but in the same time, all the way into the middle, the battlefield hasn't really moved anywhere all that much. So you're looking right now at a bit of a push forward, still attempted, but Yuli just cannot break through at all. You can see that the Egyptian is doing quite a good job in defending, and he doesn't have to be using all that many mercenaries, even though a few of them are here. He doesn't really need that many. But he's not having all that many upgrades yet, bronze and double copper, whereas the opponent should be needing some kind of irons. Full bronze, so it's already quite nice. He should be having some kind of tactical advantage, slight one at this point, but thing is that he definitely could be using the extra towers. They're gonna be helpful in claiming the ground and getting him ever closer to destroying all those migdals. So all the way to the top, it seems like the TC is reasonably secured right about now against the right Odin, but he should be able to get it back with the Titan. Thing is, looking at all the army, doesn't have to be all that much of a reality that he's gonna be able to really take it on still. Doesn't have to be really all that much true. Kinda slightly afraid for him, so yeah. He needs to be a whole lot more careful about what right now is going to be coming on into his base from the opponent. And those wolfies is definitely a nice idea, and the towers certainly as well, but looking how he needs to be using plenty of Usaks to be right about now building this instead of fighting, even though I'm thinking that plenty of them are gonna be the farmers from here. So it shouldn't be really that much of an issue. It's still definitely quite dangerous, and there is quite a solid chance, since it's right now only at 50%, that I think for the green player doesn't have to be entirely surviving. I'm right now still keeping an eye all the way into the corner, where a few horses are trying to disrupt the trade-in. Here and there, there's gonna be still a bit of a gold gathering, but much more importantly, all the way to the left side. Finally, right now, XpLoSiK was able to break through, get rid of the front TC for I Go Wonder, and he's suddenly going to be fighting quite a war's battle, especially since the palace is coming forward from XpLoSiK, and that's gonna be probably meaning that this TC should be coming for the purple player, and therefore, well, I Go Wonder is probably not gonna be having any kind of easier game from now on. So, that's the Kerberos. Gonna be jumping through underworld right up to the world of the living. And where is he gonna be heading? Is he gonna be trying to protect right now the Titan Gate from his teammate? It almost seems that it will, but apparently doesn't all that much need any kind of protection, as three-eyed Odin is quite capable of defending just by himself. So quite a good job on that. Champion infantry and all iron already. Damn, that's looking really nice. For his opponent, well, that's a Savannah 3, that's not his opponent really, but he's already having double bronze and copper, and it seems to me that MasterClick is... he's going through Hephaestus. Looking at all those gatherers and favors and prayers, he's gonna be coming for or the Cyclops, not Colossi. Cannot find the correct name in that, and therefore, it's slightly curious that he's investing so much into the upgrades in there, instead of saving all the resources and advancing into the Mythical Age. Well, nonetheless, that's what exactly right now is happening. He's right now missing all the gold, as he's also gonna be facing a Titan, and therefore, the Titan should be strong enough to get rid of, right about now, the town center, and maybe even claim it back for three-eyed Odin. So maybe the comeback is gonna be quite real. He's already pushing back really well with all the throwing axemen and everything, as right now the Titan in the middle is gonna be finally the breach that's gonna be working against MyIsisBestGod, it seems to me. Yeah, the catapult is certainly quite nice, but he should be shooting against buildings right about now exactly, instead of just normal units, but since they don't have any kind of answer to those titans, this is just gonna be completely leveling any kind of capabilities in the middle for MyIsisBestGod. And since Yuli already does have the upgrades, and he's just basically late game Zeus, he shouldn't be having that much of a problem right now dealing with that, and MyIsisBestGod is exactly seeing it. And he's gonna be right now giving it up, as all the way to the left, XpLoSiK is really close by to get the TC himself, even though he's significantly struggling as IGO is doing good job in the defense. But on the right flank, it's looking like that the Titan is gonna be just heading forward, destroying all the military buildings. Even the TC is gonna be right now destroyed by just normal Ulfsaks. Just gonna screw the Titan, I'm gonna be destroyed by units. So it's gonna be working well. There is a bit of a counter TC raiding by MasterClick going on, but it doesn't seem that it really should be anything all that significant. Especially since, of course, MyIsisBestGod is already gone. But yeah, IGO is gonna be giving up, with right about now basically having limited chances getting on the TC. And it's gonna be resulting, after quite a solid battle, into WKT victory. But that was a good one. That was a really good game indeed. So let's have a look into the post-game. So you're gonna be looking at WKT's taking the first game of today's match, before you're gonna be heading into the second one in a row that we're gonna be getting. And Yuli, it's going to be 10,000 right now on the score. Yeah, he was quite influential, man. Well, he probably was like the most visible player that was getting the important advantages and important fights, because MyIsisBestGod was the strongest player from the other team, because of course of the position as well and the god. So it was really important that he was able to hold on the ISIS and didn't really allow himself to be somehow overruled by it. But the battle on the left, basically all the three battles, which are kind of like ending into a bit of a 1v1s, even though at the start the push by XpLoSiK and Yuli was quite nice against IGO, and that pretty much set up the situation in there, as IGO just couldn't develop all that much, and he, even though he did have some chances, he just was a bit back and behind, and just couldn't make up for it, which is, well, just go into the other team who were able to really keep him in the situation, not allow him to be getting out of hand for them. See, Mass is a few resources sent, and it's gonna be to IGO to get back there. This MasterClick unfortunately couldn't get into the Mythic, but didn't really need it all that much. He was doing quite an excellent job even without it. He certainly was, and you can see 52 upgrades in the end. For Yuli, 3-eyed Odin at 44 as well. You're having a good game. And those hoplites into Radiant 195 hoplites. That's a respectable number. Respectable number indeed. That was exactly the slump for XpLoSiK after here. It was a bit curious and not allowed IGO to go back, but not entirely too fully in there. And 3-eyed Odin not exactly needing the economy at the end. Just going full on the army and on the Titan as well. GG.